Hello everyone, I'm Jim Longworth and welcome to another edition of Triad Today, coming to you once again from the beautiful Senior Botanical Garden in Kernersville. We'll tell you more about them later on, and later on is when the roundtable shows up to get into all sorts of controversial topics, so we hope you'll stay tuned for that. And we have a lot in store for you, great guests, great information throughout the half hour, including the discussion about some job openings that are available from Triad Goodwill. All that's coming up. But where we want to start is talking about innovation. And I'm going to call her a new entrepreneur because everybody to me is young anyway. But on my right is Karen Barnes, founding CEO of Agile City Winston-Salem, and the young lady I was referring to just then is a special guest of Karen's. Camilla Guzman is owner of Salud Mental Health. Camilla, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Good to see you. I'm going to hold just a second. I want to go to Karen because I want you to remind, as we always try to do, remind people what Agile City is all about. And because of the program that you're operating, the initiatives that you're undertaking, why is it significant that you brought Camilla?
Absolutely. So Agile City is a nonprofit innovation consultancy. We are working to reduce the failure rates of both new products and new companies. As you know, most startups fail. And so we have launched a program called the Venture Winston Grants, which gives startups grants of $50,000 apiece and surrounds them for 12 months with all the support and services they need to succeed. And Camilla here is one of our cohort companies, and she is filling a really important need in the Hispanic mental health community.
All right, so let's go to that. Camilla, what is Salud Mental Health? What's the mission?
Yeah, so our mission is to increase awareness and bring resources and connect the Latinx community with service that are made in their language. So for folks whose native language is Spanish, sometimes it's really hard for them to find mental health services. So my company is made so that we can connect folks, we can provide resources, and we can increase that awareness in our community.
Yeah, you know, we don't stop to think about that too much, a lot of us, because we've talked about on the show before barriers to access to healthcare in general. Well, right. Transportation or this or that, you know, geography. But, you know, we're really talking about language barrier too, aren't we?
Absolutely. I mean, the APA always does research studies around the importance of how we connect with people in mental health services, and offering those services in the native language of our clients increases our retention rates, people participating in services, coming back for therapy when the services are in their native language.
Right. Now, again, a lot of times on the show here, we talk about general health care tips and information, preventive care, that type of thing. But what was your inspiration for wanting to do something specifically for a Latinx community where mental health is concerned? What was the inspiration for that?
Yeah, the inspiration is both personal and professional. So
What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm an immigrant myself. I came here from Chile when I was 16 years old. So I have personal experience navigating systems that don't represent people that speak my language or look like me. So that's the personal inspiration for me to do this for my community, so that our families and people that are going through mental health challenges know that they don't have to do this alone. And also professionally, I'm a licensed clinician, and I often see with my clients the lack of resources, lack of access to services, and how mental health is such a multi-layer issue where it's not just one thing that we're working on, but we're helping the family as a whole to be successful and to be successful in their well-being.
Yeah, well, I know this has to be gratifying to you to feel like you're making a difference. What kind of feedback do you think you're getting on this?
Can you do more?
Yeah.
And that is a challenge for me. I'm only one person, and I'm trying to recruit other bilingual providers to join my network,
right.
So that we're stronger in numbers. So doing more, there's always more that we can do.
Absolutely. Now let me help me give a plug to what Karen does, and let's talk about the Venture Winston Grant. How important is that in helping you achieve your mission?
Yeah, it is so important. So I am not a business person by training. I'm a therapist, right? So having access to the Venture Grant support system and connections and network has done a ton of difference in my business this year. I was just telling Karen before we started the interview that I will miss it because I have such a great support from folks beyond the financial support. They have supported me with networking, with different things that I've needed for my business, and they're always available. So it's just been great.
Great spokesperson for what you're trying to do.
Very grateful.
You are the innovator and the person that really helps make all this happen. I appreciate what you do.
We try to raise all boats. Yes.
All right, up on the screen, www.agilecity.ws. Find out more about that. And saludmentalhealth.com is a general website that you can get more information about what Camilla's doing. And a thanks and shout out to the good folks at Inmar Intelligence, inmar.com. Please check that out. They suggested this topic. To Karen and Camilla, thanks for all you do.
Thank you
you,
for
Jim.
having us.
We'll be right back after this. Back now on Triad Today, and I can't think of anything more important in this day and age than talking about jobs that are available. And let's talk about that with two people that know all about it. On my immediate right, Tina Carbone is Human Resources Assistant for Triad Goodwill. And also with her and centered back here is LaShonda Lash, HR Generalist. And we welcome both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're in the center square, as they say in Hollywood.
Oh.
What was it, Hollywood Squares? You're in the center square. LaShonda, let me start with you. Now, what kind of jobs are available at Triad Goodwill? I mean, I know it probably would take 3 hours if we list them all, but just give me some examples.
Okay. Well, we have a variety of jobs available, whether it's for someone who's looking for an entry-level position in our retail stores. You know, we have openings for donation attendants as well as cashiers. We also have openings for those who are looking for advancement opportunities. We have retail management positions available. And for those who are interested in working directly with the community, helping to, individuals to find meaningful work, we do have some positions available.
Yeah, because you run workforce development programs, you do all sorts of things. You have retail stores, you have the places where you take donations, and so I imagine there are a lot of things people can do. Now, would this be people? I'm always thinking to myself, since I'm elderly. I mean, are there jobs open for people of all ages?
Oh, yes, definitely. We have job openings in different environments at our Goodwill, whether it's working in the store and helping with merchandising, helping to sort clothes, sort donations, place donations out on the floor. We have a variety of positions.
Now, Tina, what advice can you give to people who want to have a successful career at Triad Goodwill? Because every company wants to tell you, hey, we're a great place to work, come on. But you guys really are, so I want to get your take on it.
Absolutely. We have an incredible internal training and development department. So I guess my advice would be show up, work hard, have a great attitude, take advantage of the internal training that we offer, and work with your manager, set a career path, and the sky's the limit from there.
Yeah, I guess I want both of you to respond to this too quickly, which is why is it, and I'm trying to be objective about this, I know you love where you work, but why is it a good place to work? If somebody's watching, they're saying, well, I might consider a job or a career at Triad Goodwill. What's your take on that? Why is it a good place to work there?
Well, it's something new every day when you work at Goodwill, whether it's a new donation, new customer, a new job referral. It's always a challenge, and so we do offer a very exciting environment.
Why is it a good place?
For me, it's about the training and development. Really, anywhere that there might be a weakness, the management really supports taking on that training and development and just bettering yourself as an employee.
And before time gets away from us, I also want to put something up on screen because I want to ask you how the easiest way for people to apply. Now, some people love to go online and do things. Some people like in person. We've come out of a pandemic. Some people don't know whether they should go places in person or not. What's the easiest, fastest way if somebody's interested in applying?
The easiest way is probably our website, triadgoodwill.org. If you need access to a computer or you need someone to help you fill out the application, they can go to our Career Center, which is at 1235 South Eugene Street, and we can have one of our staff members assist you with that.
Now, I also want to just take a moment. You guys didn't ask me to say this, but I just want to take a moment to sort of preach something here, and that is the importance of people making donations. Sometimes people don't think it's that big a deal. I'm just going to take some clothes or I'm going to take some items to Goodwill. But it makes everything work, doesn't it? I mean, how so? Why is that so important?
Well, that donation that comes in, our donation attendants, they're helping to get the product out there to the floor, and that any item that is being sold, that is going directly back into supporting our career development services.
Yeah, because if I bring in some shirts and things that don't fit or whatever, and that they're in good condition, and bring it in, donate it, then you guys will take it to the store and sell it. And the proceeds go for things like, development and workforce development. It just makes everything work and gets people, back to work and starting careers. And for that, I thank the two of you especially for what you're doing and keep up the good work. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I want to put up on screen one more time, triadgoodwill.org. As Tina said, that's a good way to start, triadgoodwill.org. And if you're seeking a new career path and want a great place to work, that's where to go, triadgoodwill.org. We'll be right back after this. Back now on Triad Today, and one of my favorite guests is back with us. We were able to grab him. He's a busy man, but he does such great work in the community. You're going to find out what I'm talking about in case you haven't seen him on the program before. Christopher Ina is Manager of Athletic Training Services for Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist. Welcome back, sir.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to talk about athletic training, comprehensive sports med, all those kind of things. In general, who does a sports med program serve? And where can folks avail themselves of those kind of services?
Sure. So we really target, the traditional athlete, high school, but we're really looking at, ages 5 to like 55.
Really?
We like the weekend warrior, the marathoner, the mud runner.
The guy that thinks he's in shape, but he's not. He goes out and plays softball, pulls something, sprains something, whatever, and you're going to help all ranges and ages of people that way.
Of course, yeah. The golfers, right? Back injuries, golfer's elbow, like those all fall into sports medicine.
And sports med, and I'll put up a website in just a little while, but in general, is there one location, 2 locations? Where can people go if we'll give this at the end of the segment. Where can they go in their cities around in here?
Sure. The network of Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist is expanding. We're in Wilkes County. We're in the obviously Winston-Salem Triad area. We're in High Point. We're down in Lexington,
So
Salisbury.
it's convenient to get there.
Yeah, there's
all right, here's
locations all over.
Here's something we talked about before when you were here, and that's the athletic training partnerships. What does that involve, and which schools do you partner with?
Sure, that's another growing partnership. We service 29 high schools in the region here. Again, all the way from Allegheny County, Wilkes County, Yadkin County, Forsyth County Schools, Lexington City School, High Point City Schools.
And when you say service, do you have a trainer that works with your team that goes to each high school? Is it one person assigned to each high school? How does this work?
Sure, we employ the athletic trainer through Atrium. They're assigned to a specific high school. We think it's important for them to have that continuation of care with the same person every single day. So each school gets their own athletic trainer.
What are some common injuries that a trainer might see at the high school level?
Number one common injury is ankle sprain, believe it or not. More kids sprain ankles than do anything
Regardless
else.
of the sport.
Regardless
football,
of the sport, yeah. Doesn't matter. Ankle sprain's number one.
Yeah, I remember getting one when I was playing tennis one time. I mean, you can get them anywhere.
Yep.
What advice do you have for student athletes and maybe even parents who the students are returning, they want to get back in shape, they're starting, let's say, the football season, we're in summer right now. What advice do you give them to go slow or to get prepared or warming up, or what do you tell them?
I think the high school association does a great job. They're actually already practicing. Fall sports are already practicing. They started August 1st. So they do this great job of kind of easing them in to full activity and competitions. But I'll tell you one thing that's really overlooked is sleep for adolescents. Sleep. Especially student athletes. Those kids are young, they're developing. So now they're doing all this activity. You throw school on top of that. It's recommended that people get 6 to 8 hours. I think student athletes need 8 to 10 hours of sleep really
And so you can advise the students and parents and the coaches, but are they really going to listen to you? I mean, it's important. What you're saying is important,
Yeah.
but as a trainer, somebody that manages trainers, how do you get the message across?
I think it's just education, right? It's hard with high school kids because they want to stay up all night.
Right.
But I'll tell you, as kids start to transition into college and stuff, and they take athletics a little bit more seriously, they start listening to what their body is saying. Nutrition, sleep, hydration all become very important.
But we want to take care of the younger ones too, and that's why it's so good that you've got this training partnership, and I appreciate that. Up on screen, wakehealth.edu/sports medicine, and that will get you to all sorts of information on how you can get in touch with the folks, no matter whether you're a full-time, part-time athlete, or just, as Chris said, a weekend warrior. Thanks for all you do for the community.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. We'll be right back after this. Back now on Triad Today, and time to talk to Mr. Theater. He's right here. Dave Riggs, Director, High Point Theater. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you, Jim. Always a pleasure.
Let's look back and let's talk about the how successful the 2021-22 season of theater just passed us. How did that go? What was your assessment?
Well, our assessment, it was a fabulous year. Not only did we have great shows, we had wonderful clients come in. We actually were $22,000 more in ticket sales than we had in our previous best year,
Wow.
which was 18-19. And this is coming right out of COVID. And I credit the city council and city management for not furloughing the High Point Theater staff.
Right.
So that we were nimble enough to be able to just jump on board and really get back into it.
Absolutely,
when things
and
cleared
you
up.
sort of left in place, optional things if people wanted to mask or not. Same they do
Exactly.
at going to church and other places, and I think that's good. Now, we're going to get into what's coming up in the new season in a minute, but any predictions for the new season since you just talked about how successful the last one was?
I think I think if folks will take advantage of what we've got coming in, we're going to blow that one out of the water.
I think you have too, and that's a good introduction to something I want for folks to see. Dave and his team put together a trailer, we call it a trailer in our business, kind of like a movie trailer, to sort of preview what's coming up in the new season. It's sort of a musical montage. It's great, and let's look at it right now. Boy, I just love that trailer. Why did you decide to produce the video?
Well, that was Rokia's idea, and she did a great job. She and Brandon put that together. I'm so excited about it. I get tingles when I see it.
Yeah, it's very well done, Rokia, worthy we're talking about. Now, where can folks look at it? I mean, is this something that say, hey, that went by too fast? Can they go to the website and look at it?
They
or-
can find it on our Facebook page, the High Point Theater Facebook page, and also on our High Point Theater website.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just think it's great.
Thanks.
And by the way, the website, I keep praising the website. It's just fantastic because, as we'll tell you in a minute, you can go to it and find out all the details about
Everything.
all the different shows, and it's great. Now, finally, before we lose time here, let's talk about, people sometimes watch us on Saturdays, sometimes on Sundays. If you're watching Saturday morning, you have time to see a very important show tonight. If you're watching on Sunday, you missed it. But let's talk about it. Emma Langford.
Emma Langford is a young and up-and-coming Irish singer-songwriter, and she's coming to the U.S. for only the second time in her career. You're not going to want to miss this show. I mean, in years past, I've brought in people like John Batiste, and then he's on the Late Show. They've
Right.
come to fame,
Right.
and people say, "When are you going to bring a John Batiste in?" So we've already done that.
Right.
This is Emma. I mean, she is the premier young singer-songwriter in Ireland, and you got to see her.
That's great. And so again, for the folks that are watching Saturday morning, Triad Today on ABC 45, you can get out there and catch it. I guess there are a few tickets still left.
Still
right?
some tickets available.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, speaking of that, let's put up the website, highpointtheater.com. Be sure to type in 2 T's when you do that, highpointtheater.com. That's for general information. You get all sorts of details. But as Dave has told us in the past, for a quicker response to get your tickets, it's best to call the box office, 887-3001, 887-3001. And will you do us the honor of sticking around for the roundtable?
Absolutely.
All right, Dave Briggs. We'll be right back after this. Back now on Triad Today, just about time for the roundtable, but a quick shout out to the good folks here at Cena Botanical Garden. Hope you will visit the garden. It's a great place. You can have your events and everything here. A couple of sad notes to report before we get to the topics on the roundtable. Clu Gallagher passed away last week. He was 93 years old, actually. A great television and movie actor. If you don't know the name, you'll know the face. Look him up on the internet. He was on Triad Today back in 2013, a great guest, and we stayed in touch after that. And my good friend Tony Dow passed away recently as well. Tony was like my make-believe big brother. I got to know him and Jerry Mathers out in 2008 in Hollywood when I moderated an event out there, and we stayed in touch after that. Tony became a great world-class sculptor after he left acting and directing. And so Pam and I, my wife and I, we've had some great visits with him, and he will be missed. Again, my make-believe big brother, Tony Dow, was 77 years old. All right, now, to some good news. Three good guys. On my right, but always political left, Ogie Overman, the great broadcaster and journalist. Back behind him, held over from the High Point Theater segment, Dave Briggs, director of the High Point Theater, which is coincidental. You're still the director.
I'm still the director.
Keith Cranberry, founder of Helping Hands Consultants. All right, guys, instead of writing a check to pay for your parking ticket fine, the city of Greensboro is now accepting new school supplies or a cash donation to the Teacher Supply Warehouse. The new program ends on September 30th. You guys okay with this? And if so, would you like to see every city adopt the program? Ogie.
Yeah, I think they should extend it, just make it the normal policy. I might even start paying parking tickets.
Dave, what do you think?
Excellent idea. As long as they're providing a receipt that it shows that it's more than what the fine was, we're paying cash.
And the supplies have to be new.
Exactly.
You can't, that kind of, Keith, what do you think? Good idea? Or?
No, I think you should go ahead and pay your parking ticket and give school supplies. I mean, why are we lacking school supplies for kids anyway? Why aren't people doing that anyway?
Yeah, and teachers have to put up their own money sometimes for
I
these
don't
supplies.
understand that.
Yeah, so Keith wants to do both. Speaking of schools, this is weird. The Madison County Sheriff's Department will now stock every school with an AR-15 rifle so that the school resource officer can, ostensibly, respond quicker to a shooting incident. Good idea or bad idea, Ogie?
One of the most idiotic ideas I've ever heard. That's like using a cannon to shoot a fly. And how many kids are you going to take out trying to get the shooter? And get to a guy and 15 kids die in the process.
And they claim, though, Dave, that this will prevent a Uvalde thing from happening where there's an hour delay because now the officer can get his hands on the weapon.
Well, and I do think it does pose a potential deterrent, but it does require an awful lot of training. It's a semi-automatic weapon, not an automatic weapon. And in the proper hands, it's a fine piece of equipment.
Keith, what do you think?
I think you need security guards. I don't think you need to have a AR-15 or whatever you have in a school. Kids can get in there themselves. It's just too much. Get you some security, real police officers and real security, and protect the kids.
Add more officers. A pharmacist in Minnesota is being sued for refusing to fill a prescription for the morning after pill because he said it's against his religious beliefs. The woman suing him lives in a small town where his pharmacy is the only one in town. Should a pharmacist be forced to fill a prescription that goes against his belief? Ogie.
Yeah. Everybody has to do things that aren't exactly in line with their beliefs. And they use it. The Bible is a crutch for this deep. There's nothing in the Bible about a morning after pill or abortion or anything else.
Yeah, when the magistrates would refuse to, in North Carolina, would refuse to marry gay couples, Pat McCrory stepped in and said, you're going to be fired if you don't do your job. What do you think about this pharmacist thing?
Well, he says it's not in the Bible, not in the Quran either, or any other religious document. That pharmacist took a job. That's his job to do that. But there are other ways to get that pill. There's plenty of opportunities to do telemedicine if she's not happy with her pharmacist.
Keith, what do you think?
Well, first of all, if he's working there and the pill is there, he has to give her the pill. He gets his check every week, doesn't he?
Yeah.
They don't refuse to give him his check because his religious belief. What if it's a Muslim who owns the pharmacy and he's a Christian? He said, I'm not going to pay you because I'm Muslim. That's crazy.
So you think she'll win the lawsuit?
She absolutely win it.
All right, according to a recent poll, 2/3 of Americans say they favor term limits for Supreme Court justices. Obviously, this was sort of an offshoot from the Roe v. Wade thing, no matter where you stand on that. Do you favor term limits for Supreme Court justices, guys? And if so, what would the term be, Ogie?
I think 18 years with a staggered every 2 years somebody rotates off and somebody rotates in. Staggered terms, 18 years.
Dave Briggs.
I don't think you touch the federal judges. However, I think the state Supreme Court judges could be limited to a 10-year term.
Supreme Court Justice term limits, Keith?
No, we just need to be able to follow the rules. I mean, when Obama was in office, they should have allowed him to have a Supreme Court judge and quit using politics to.
But guys, this is a lifetime thing. I mean,
that's what politics are about.
All right.
You win some, you lose some.
listen, you guys have a lifetime appointment on this show.
I know that.
Yeah.
I feel that way.
A growing number of young parents are coming under fire for walking their young kids on a leash. Their parents say it keeps the kids safe from kidnappers, getting lost in traffic, whatever. Critics say it's inhumane. Guys, you okay with parents putting little children on leashes? Oh,
I don't know, how little? What are you talking about, like 4 or 5 years old?
yeah.
That's kind of dumb, really, but I'm not, it doesn't make me infuriated, you know.
And I've seen it in large crowds, and frankly, in large crowds, it's probably not a bad idea, but there are other ways to take care of your kids.
Keith, is it inhumane to put your little child on a leash?
I think my mother wanted to put me on the leash.
And that was yesterday.
That's exactly, that was yesterday. Absolutely, yeah.
All right, finally,
That's okay.
guys, researchers now say that kissing promotes the exchange of bacteria that can cause cavities. Guys, do you have a lot of cavities? Ogie.
I used to. Back in the day.
We know what that means. Dave Briggs, do you have a lot of cavities?
I don't have a lot of cavities because I keep my Pepsodent and toothpaste on me.
Keith, I think I know. No, do you have a lot of cavities, Keith?
I don't even have any teeth anymore.
You don't have any teeth
They're
anymore.
gone.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
They're all
All right,
cats.
well, that's all the time. That's all the time we have. Oh, except for this. You may not know this, but there's a growing trend where now couples want to have their dogs participate in their wedding vows and everything. And the one bride who did this said, gosh, it was great. I got a lot of sloppy kisses, and the dog was fun, too. I don't know what that means. All right, for all of us kissers, I'm Jim Longworth. We'll see you next week.